Hello, Titan Z here. Yeah, I've got crazy hair today. I didn't feel like putting on a hat, and I have the dryer going on in the background, so if you hear any pinging or weird noises, it's the dryer. Today we're going to be reviewing a Beast Hunters toy. Wait. Have I reviewed a Beast Hunters toy yet? Bah, who cares. Today we're going to be reviewing Smokescreen from Transformers Prime Beast Hunters. Yeah. And his ridiculous quill armor. And yes, they do call it the quill armor. I do believe they call it the quill armor. Hold on. I should have this research pulled up. Yeah, I do have this, and I'm glad I have this. This is an excellent figure. But this is a case where Hasbro should have taken its usual route of making toys and made two. And I know a lot of people are probably thinking, what? This is a case where I think Hasbro should have made two smoke screens, one being a regular smoke screen, the other being a Beast Hunter smoke screen with all the armor bits attached. Didn't do it here, which is kind of stupid in my opinion. Let's see, do they... what is it? Electronic... Yeah, it doesn't mention. Farfrick Newton. Ah, come on. Something must mention this. I think it's called quill armor. I may be wrong. Nothing is saying here. Hold on. Shadow quill armor. That's what it is. Shadow quill armor. I think Mascot said it best. Friends don't let friends wear dorky Beast Hunter armor. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Look at that. Ah, now that's a better vehicle mode. Nice and clean. Mine does have a little messed up paint. I'm probably gonna go get the repo labels set for this guy. Just because. Now there is supposed to be a slight remold / repaint of Prowl, which is really awesome. And I would love to see Blue Streak if possible too. Maybe like as a Generations figure. But yeah, this is his vehicle mode. I love this vehicle mode. First time I saw this on screen, it's like, oh god, that is awesome. Unfortunately, it does get redone in I guess you could say a more classic smokescreen look. With the blue and red, you know, it's very different. It's the same paint scheme that came with the ship smokescreen, the Legend smokescreen figure came in. So, yeah. But, I love this figure. The character Smokescreen kind of acts as a second young Autobot, a little even more younger than Bumblebee, which is hard to believe in most series, but yeah. He was fresh out of the Elite Guard on Cybertron, and during the waning days of the war was with Alpha Trion at the Hall of Records as the Decepticons pressed forward towards the Iacon Hall of Records. And spoiler alert, the last Vector Sigma key, I think, was it Vector Sigma? No, it's not Vector Sigma, it was the last Omega Lock key, was placed inside of him, just before the hall was finally breached. Without his knowledge, of course. He thought he got sucker punched by a Decepticon and was left on a Decepticon transport. So this is him in robot mode. I like the robot mode too. My only complaint would have to be his entirety of his hood kind of strapped to the back of his arms. It doesn't hinder articulation as far as I've ever seen. It's just kind of bulky. Though I have seen some use the extra bits at the very tip here as kind of blades and stop motion. So, yeah, I guess there's an advantage to that. The only thing is translucent, clear plastic. Hasbro, when will you learn? Stop using that. We all know it breaks down eventually. In 5 years' time, this toy will be useless because it will be broken. Seriously, Hasbro, stop using translucent plastics. I mean, I can understand maybe for the car windows, maybe. But stop using it in such critical juncture points on the body. Moving on. He can't hold his gun in his hand. And, not bad. And, yes, the quill armor can attach. Honestly, this has got, at least with shockwaves, it pseudo makes sense where some of the parts attach in both robot and vehicle mode. And it somewhat makes sense, but this is how this attaches in his robot mode. How is that armor? That's not armor. That's... I don't know what to call that. Now, there is another way to attach this. There's these two divots right next... See those two divots next to his head? You can attach this, if I can get it to do it, to those two divots and attach the quill armor where it actually starts to kind of look like armor. This is, if I ever decided to pose it with armor, this is how I was going to display it. Because it actually kind of looks like armor now. It's trying to protect something. And the Electronet can still be plugged in. The net part can be taken off. And as far as I can see with the Prowl mold, the net has been completely removed and left just with the gun, making it sort of like a harpoon gun. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, this is useless. This, for the most part, is now stuck. There we go. That was a first for me. It's never gotten stuck like that before. But this, except for the missile, is useless. The net, I can't find any Predacon's neck thin enough to rip to get that to fit around. And yes, it can connect together. And no, I'm not doing it on a camera, because it is a pain in the butt. But, yeah. I really do love this figure. I think it's one of the standout deluxes from the Beast Hunter line. I really do. A line that is placated with Predacons that are either too thin, too gangly, or too gimmicky, and Autobots that are just mostly remolds. This, I think, is one of those just standout figures. If you can get this, plus the repo labels, from what I've seen, the repo labels do a real good job at making this guy look a lot better, like a lot more screen accurate. I would totally recommend it. I think this is, again, one of the better figures, if not one of the best figures from the Beast Hunters line in 2013. So, if you can find him, I recommend picking him up. Until next time, this is Titan's Head saying, I'll see ya when I see ya.